This is the 100th video on the showcase, and I decided to make a Warzone Headlines compilation with some previously unreleased videos. And if you find yourself entertained, show a little love to the channel. It's always appreciated. Now enjoy the special.
The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Please do not attempt anything said or done in this video. It was made for the sake of comedy and is not meant to be taken seriously.
Entry in the Call of Duty video game series, which they say will be the most true-to-life military game ever created. Tech Trends reporter Jeff Tate has more.
Thanks, Glenn. The real-life military action in Modern Warfare 3 never stops. Players take on the role of Private Keyshawn Lewis, a 19-year-old from Clayton, Missouri, who is thrust onto the front lines after the car dealership where he works closes. Gamers will stand guard outside a photorealistic warehouse for hours, dig 10-foot deep holes in the immaculately rendered sand, and sit around complaining about how bad the cell phone reception is.
Man, I get no service out here. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
When you're playing the game, you are a U.S. Army private.
The beta testers I spoke with were impressed with the game's realism.
You have to drive the supply truck from this village to some other village, and then once you get there, they say the order was messed up, so you drive all the way back.
Modern Warfare also boasts totally authentic gun-blazing action.
I was just standing there and I got shot in the back, and now I guess the game's over. It's intense.
In the final levels, Keyshawn returns home, and there's even more excitement. Players are approached by waves of people asking how many people they killed.
You have to face down a college student who keeps asking you if it was like Black Hawk Down.
And developers are also creating bonus downloadable missions like Redeployment Germany, where players repair Humvees for 10 hours a day. For the News Network, I'm Jeff Tate.
Thanks, Jeff. Infinity Ward is also developing a version of the game for the Wii, which will come packaged with a 17-pound controller shaped like an M249 machine gun that you must carry at all times, but cannot fire without explicit orders. And still to come, Congress has agreed to go on the same cell phone plan to save money.
Moving on. Many of today's most popular video games take place in dangerous post-apocalyptic landscapes. But are these games doing enough to prepare our kids for the actual post-apocalyptic future we will all soon face?
Well, I think they are. Studies have shown that these games are quite effective at teaching our kids skills that they'll need after the apocalypse, like finding shotgun ammo and leading elite squads of super soldiers.
But these aren't the advanced skills that they're going to need. They're going to need the more practical skills, like how to build a shelter from abandoned cars. Or
how to deal with depression when the sun is blocked out for 500 years by a cloud of radioactive dust.
Absolutely. Now, that's the type of knowledge these kids are going to need when their world has been turned into a brutal hellscape.
But these games don't have to be an accurate depiction of a post-apocalyptic world. They just need to teach the basic concepts, which they do. 72% of kids said that they know how to find items to barter at weapon shops and how to use medicine packs to heal zombie bites with these video games.
That's excellent to know. The game has taught my son Charlie that it's easier to kill cyborgs with a grenade than a machine gun.
The games make it all seem deceptively simple. I mean, in the future, he's going to have to get down there with an axe and hack and hack and hack.
David, our kids are going to have the rest of their lives to get actual experience in how to desperately fight for survival.
Exactly. What's important is that we teach our children the fundamentals now so that they can be successful in whatever nightmare scenario that they may find themselves in.
Well, if they survive that long.
Another flaw with these games is that most kids will become mutants themselves once the apocalypse hits.
It's a huge problem.
I think that it's a chance that we're going to have to take. Playing video games all day, alone and friendless, is simply the best way that we have to prepare our children for a life of solitude and a barren wasteland.
Yes. From the National Institute of Health says Collins and her team hope to secure funding for future studies.
This is a huge step forward in understanding the short and long-term health effects of repeated stabbing.
In the $1.2 million study, a test group were stabbed between 7 and 9 times each.
We used a variety of sharp-edged objects to see if they had any different effect. In the end, we concluded that they did not.
The same was true for every species tested, from yellow-tailed woolly monkeys to squirrel monkeys.
The results were steady no matter where the monkeys were punctured, in the stomach, the neck, even even the eye sockets. There was a control group that was not stabbed. This group was merely punched. It didn't matter whether we punched them 200-300 times. All they experienced was bruising. This tells us that the effects of stab wounds are more physical than psychological.
Collins and her team hope to secure funding for future studies on the effects of bludgeoning and boiling.
Video game fans are lining up today to be the first to repeatedly shoot people point blank in the face. Tech Trends reporter Jeff Tate has more.
Thanks, Bobby. Close Range is already being hailed by critics as the most important game of the year. The first-person shooter creates an immersive, richly detailed world where players shoot people in the face with guns. Reviewers say it brings a new level of depth to gaming.
Just like great literature or film transports you to different worlds, Close Range transports you to a world where you fire bullets into an endless stream of faces.
Fans say it's the game's well-developed characters and storyline that make Close Range so compelling.
You just feel like you're inside this complex character who's thrust into a world where he has to blow people's heads off.
The plot follows AJ, a man with a mysterious past who must explode hundreds of thousands of human faces on a quest to save his kidnapped brother. But Close Range's single-player story is just the beginning. Its outstanding multiplayer mode offers unparalleled interactivity by allowing players to blast each other's faces off.
It's completely open-ended. You can shoot someone in the ear, but you can also shoot them in the eye.
With hundreds of hidden extras like side missions where players can take a break from shooting people in the face to shoot animals in the face, Close Range will keep players hooked for weeks. And with the sequel, Close Range 2, continuing the epic story next fall, Close Range fans have even more to look forward to. News Network, I'm Jeff Tate.
Thanks, Jeff. When we come back, a new cure for crying children, smothering.
We'll be right back after these messages.
All the news right here. Don't go away.
Do people constantly annoy you? Is your boss constantly a prick? Is everyone to blame but yourself? What if I told you that for the low, low price of free, you can make all these pestering annoyances magically disappear? Allow me to introduce you to this wonderful product called Murder. Yes, you too can get rid of all those problematic people in your life with a simple act of murder. With Murder, you can kill your nagging wife, your loud neighbors, your daughter, her boyfriend, old man Jenkins, or this lady you don't even know. Do you have a Karen in your life? Well, she can't scream at you if she's dead. This old lady, you can kill her too. That guy over there, him too. That staring at you, of course. Yes, with Murder, you can kill just about anyone you want. And if you call now, we will throw in an alibi for the low, low price of only $9.95. Yes, you can throw cops off of your trail with a perfect cover story, and if you call now, we'll even throw in a box of donuts to bribe them with. So call now. Warning, murder may cost arrest, soap dropping, or even the death penalty. Please don't do it, think of their families. Dear God, someone stop that man. Someone stop that f***ing lunatic.
Breaking news.
And now, in a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Authorities in special uniforms rushed to the scene to stand around while our cameras filmed them. Residents in this neighborhood were shocked to see this fairly common thing happening.
God damn it. I'm frozen. I'm frozen.
An attractive witness described...
I'm frozen.
Whoa, there's some bullshit happening.
Oh, I'm fucking frozen.
That happened right over there. I'm an older man, so you can trust what I say.
What the fuck was that?
Our reporter Keith Collins joins us now live from the scene of the bullshit through the use of expensive technology. Instances of bullshit like this are on the rise, is that right?
Yes, although why is unclear. Some say it's because of one fucking reason. Others say it's because of some other fucking reason. This bullshit has some broader implications. Here's a list of tips on how to avoid bullshit happening to you. I talked to this random expert on the subject who told me this thing you're about to hear him say right after he points at a piece of paper.
I spent my entire life attending the nation's most prestigious schools to talk about bullshit like this.
Now let's see if we can drag this out a little longer. Emails written by some of our viewers. I once saw some stuff kind of like the shit you're talking about happen. I have nothing more to add. Another person says, I am angry that things like this happen. I get mad about every bullshit thing I see. So obviously a lot of opinions there to make this story seem somewhat meaningful.
Oh, absolutely, Glenn.
Well, thank you, Keith. Let us know if there are any updates on this bullshit story from there.
There's no way there will be.
Very good. We'll check back with you in an hour anyway.
I'm just some fucking guy.
Whoa! This is insanity.
When we return, we'll look at live footage of a car chase taken from a helicopter and free associate about what's going on.
It's being hailed as a breakthrough in gaming. The new order is wowing reviewers with its revolutionary second-person shooter mode. Bryce Markle has more in the Tech Trends Game Bite.
Traditionally, in series has been a first-person shooter where you can see and hear the action. Designer Rashad Dunn says their new second-person technology improves on that.
Fighting Nazis, unleashing powerful weaponry, and we really describe it to the player.
What Dragovich only managed with a single subject, we shall do to entire nations.
To enter second-person shooter mode, you just simply pause it, adjust the narrative slider from first to second.
You are walking down a long corridor. Suddenly, a Nazi leaps out from around a doorway and unleashes a hail of machine gun fire in your direction. You duck behind a pillar and select your pistol. You press X to shoot the Nazi with your pistol, and he falls down dead.
Beta testers are calling the second-person mode the ultimate immersive experience.
Dude, it was awesome. Like, I actually felt like I was there fighting Nazis. No other game has ever put me in the action that way. Seriously.
You find ammunition on the ground. This will be useful, you think to yourself.
The game's AI is really good at responding at what you're told you do, because I can't wait to find out if I survive this.
You get shot. You shoot back. You get shot again. You get shot again. You get shot again.
My favorite part was when it switches to second-person passive voice. It's so cool.
It
How
is
it just
awesome.
like switches.
Bullets are fired. A grenade is thrown.
Did it again. They just
I
did it
know,
again.
they just like did
They
it.
did it again. Amazing.
In addition to the thrilling action, the game also features cutting-edge introspective monologues.
You examine the dead Nazi at your feet and think how in death he looks so peaceful, although you were stabbing him in the neck a moment ago. Now you cannot help but weep for his passing.
And though the game is single-player, a multiplayer expansion pack is in the works.
You shoot him. You shoot him.
The game comes out this summer, but many gamers are already pre-ordering their copies.
All pre-orders come with a bonus pack of 500 extra adverbs.
And true fans can pick up the special collector's edition, which doesn't include a disc and instead lets users play the game by reading an 800-page manuscript.
I'm Gregory Dawson, filling in for Clifford Baines, who is staying off the grid until things cool down. The Halloween season is upon us once again, but with Americans spending an estimated $54 billion this season, many lament that we seem to have lost touch with the true meaning of the holiday. Are they right?
You know, last Halloween I asked my nephew, do you know why you wear a costume? And he said to have fun and get candy.
That is so sad.
He didn't even know that it was to protect his virgin spirit from the wretched dead that roam the earth one night a year to steal souls.
Hey, I hate to say it, but times have changed. And for some people, the emphasis is not on frightening away the demons.
I'm sorry, Duncan, but frightening away demons is a reason for the season.
Listen, I'm not saying that I'm not afraid of ghouls. I'm terrified of them.
Absolutely. In the town that I live in, we don't even erect an altar anymore where we can torture animals as a warning to the spectral realm.
No, why? But why?
Because someone complained about the howling.
Yes, but the howling is the whole point.
Oh,
How are you
you're
going to
telling
scare
me?
the demons away?
Donning animal skins and dancing around a fire pit is the most important event of the whole holiday.
Not for everyone.
Is everyone hearing Ring Around the Rosy, or is it just me?
Not everyone literally believes that phantoms will come and replace their fields with rocks and put up light upon their house.
I do not want to speak until you're done. Think about our well.
Then that's their choice.
You can twist your way to the dark house! I don't know what Everybody, get out of the ambulance! Show some
Get those
motherfucking spiders off of me!
In a haunted house, Christmas decorations look a bit different, and so does St. Nick. Krampus, A Haunted Christmas is all about this guy. Krampus is the monster who comes for all of the naughty kids and takes them to the underworld.
Jen Franciotti, WBAL-TV 11 News.
What happened next will shock you.
I know I shouldn't, but these muffins are delicious.
And we'll share our favorite recipes later in the hour, but first our guest says don't give in to road rage. Stay calm behind the wheel and coolly plot your road revenge. Danny Preston is a defensive driving instructor who teaches people how to coolly plot your road revenge. Welcome, Danny.
Thanks for having me. Danny, we've all been there. There's nothing I hate more than getting cut off.
That drives me nuts. I want to scream out my window.
But ultimately, getting into an argument with a stranger isn't going to accomplish anything but stress you out. Well, how should you respond instead?
Yeah.
Take a deep breath, count to 10, then follow the other driver home.
Well, you don't want to get into a fight on the highway.
Right. Once you know where he lives, you could sneak into his house every couple of weeks, rearrange a bunch of things. Something that says, you're out there and you're unpredictable.
Sounds like that's safer than losing your temper.
Anger's just one letter away from danger.
Ooh. I like that.
You want to stay zen, keep your mind clear, and put a plan in place that will ruin the other driver's chance at a happy future. Calm, cool, collected. I love it. That is a great driving tip.
Well, getting cut off is one thing, but how do you possibly stay calm during a fender bender that wasn't your fault?
Boy, I need this one. Of course. It's hard to keep a cool head in that situation. You'll feel the urge to slam into the jerk's car right where you see the baby seat. But you don't want to do anything that could get somebody hurt on the road. Instead, you should murder the person's next-door neighbor. But when he moves someplace safer, you follow him and you kill his next-door neighbor again. And again. Now he can't escape death and he has no idea who you even are.
Now, something a lot of people want to know, what if someone's getting angry about your driving?
You can't let it get to you. For example, in 1996, some guy gave me the middle finger after I cut him off. I recognized him from TV. That's when I decided to become a defensive driving instructor, developing the skills I needed to eventually be invited on his show as an expert. Once you're there, it's just a simple matter of switching out his muffins with the ones you made yourself. Those muffins were pretty good, weren't they, Jim? How many did you eat? What? I don't know.
Thank you so much for sharing your tips, Danny.
Danny is not my true name.
And that's a wrap of today's news.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
If you are afraid, we will look.